Hi everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to use Excel to extract some present-day stock data using functionality which is shown in data right here. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's say we're going to have a portfolio of stocks. Let's just choose some random stocks, right? So let's have a look at it now. Let's say BlackRock, Bank of America, JP Morgan, BHP Billiton, Facebook, Google, Netflix, what else? Let's say Pfizer. Yeah, so let's say we have all of these stocks already. What we can do is we can actually go and click in here. We can turn this into a table. We go insert and we click on, let's see, table over here. And we go my table as headers because I've hacked a stock name here. And so that makes it into a table, right? It's called stock name. So after we've done that, what we can do is we can actually go to data over here, click on stocks. So what you can see immediately, what Excel did once we clicked on data and clicked on stocks, it actually looked at all the items that we highlighted over here in this column, and it immediately tried to search for these stocks on the actual exchange. So basically it did so for BlackRock, Bank of America, JP Morgan, BHP Billiton it couldn't find, that's why it's a question mark. Facebook it couldn't find, Alphabet, which is Google, Netflix it couldn't find, Pfizer it couldn't, right? So what happens over here, it actually searches up, it says data selected, no results found for BHP Billiton. So what we can do is actually click on this, and we can click on BHP Group. We can select it on the Asian Stock Exchange or the New York Stock Exchange. So let's click on the New York Stock Exchange, right? So now the next one is Facebook. So now Facebook, as we know, it's called Meta. So that's going to be called Meta Platforms. And the last one is Pfizer. We have different choices over here. We can choose the Bombay Stock Exchange, the India Stock Exchange, or New York. So we'll look at the New York one, okay? So now we have selected all these companies, right, which is in our stock portfolio, and this is just an example. We can click on that over here. We can click on things like the prices, click on things like the high, the low, okay? We can see what the change has been in terms of the prices, 52-week high, 52-week low. We can actually look at the betas. We can look at the industries you're in. So you can see it's actually quite detailed, right? PE ratios, things like, let's see, market cap, which is useful. If you want to have the full name of the company, I believe that works too. We can even have instrument type stocks, right? We can have, it's quite detailed as you can see. You can even have the volumes. You're incorporated. And in actual fact, when you actually click on that over here, it gives you all of this data, right? So basically anything which is in here is something that you can add. So we can always click on here and add, let's say, the description. That's fine as well. We can click on here, and it gives us some Bank of America, it gives us some Alphabet. So we can either select it in two ways, through this information we have here, like the employees, and click on that, or we can go up here and add it into as well. Okay, you incorporate it. So once we have all the information, we can highlight all of it and go to data, home, go to format and auto column width. Then we have all the information here. Okay. We can do other bits and pieces too. For example, we can actually click on, this is a table format, so it's actually quite useful. Go to table, we can go to totals row, okay? So we can have a look and see, for example, this is here incorporated, so that should just be a date. And we don't need that twice, so I can delete it. So what we're saying over here, this is employee, so that's kind of wrong as well. We just change that to a number, which would be Okay, so once we have total, we can actually do things like looking at the total market cap of the companies. We can do things like sum. Okay, we can actually look at things like what is the average P ratio of the companies which we're actually purchasing. We can do things like what is the maximum price. So all of that is actually quite useful in terms of how we actually use the table function, the stock function, and we can generate quite a lot of information that it pulls out automatically from Thomson Reuters using what's built in to Office 365. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope you've all learned something about using two functions. First of all is using the data function over here with stocks, and also the insert table function here. All right. So one thing I'd actually like to show you as well, that you're not just limited to stocks, but you can actually also include in things like ETFs or different funds. So you go insert, you go to table rows above. You can actually put things like the Magnificent 7, which is basically an ETF buying the top 10 stocks. Okay. Magnificent 7. Okay, well, that didn't work. Okay, let's say something like a Wiltshire ETF. Okay, let's try IVV. Okay, so now we can see over here, we actually have the BlackRock S&P 500 stocks. Sorry, not stocks, but the ETF. So that works over here as well. We can also insert, so we can insert other ETFs as well. Let's try it again. Let's look at over here. Let's look at the ARK Innovation. Okay, so we can see over here that these come up as ETFs, right? So we can actually put in ETFs and also stocks, which is actually quite useful. Let's try another one just to so we can do it, which is called the Magnificent 7. Trying that again. It's called, the ticker's called MAG. Or actually it's MAGS. Okay, so select that, we can see it's on the ETF. So basically that's the ARK Innovation ETF. This is the BlackRock S&P 500 ETF. And this is another ETF that actually buys the top 7 US technology stocks. So that pretty much summarizes the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I hope you've learned something here. Thank you.